Hello. So after we're going to get started on day 53 momentarily. But after like days 50, 51, and 52 were all disappointments in their own, ways, various reasons. Disappointments to me at least. I'm not saying we didn't do anything. We read some letters. We got some letters delivered to the mailroom. We read them, but we didn't really accomplish much else than that. And those letters from the mailroom aren't quite like new information yet, but I think it's getting close. I think it's getting close to like if we get more letters to the mailroom, we might start getting more new information we already have. The potentially new little nugget is this mention of Kirk Darren. It's like, here are some people, blah, 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 that you might be aware of. And I'm aware of most of these people. And like Kirk Darren, head of security. Oh, okay. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I can try as a admin password in Blackbridge, DARRK, for Darren Kirk. We opened up all the lockers in day 52. We found in the locker room, we opened up all the lockers. Well, I was looking for a key card so we could continue the day. I didn't find one, so we didn't get to continue the day. But I did come across two green notes. There is a safe on rank 10, and Kirk Darren is a pseudonym, which is interesting. And here's the problem. The And actually, I don't. I think I got these from the locker room, or I got these from the package of notes. Actually, I think maybe this one came in the package of notes, and I don't know. That this letter came with a package of notes from supposedly Kirk Darren, head of security, which included some red memos. And honestly, I did not screenshot or write down what the red memo said because we already know red memos are lies. So I just kind of like glanced at them and be like, okay, so that's a lie. It had this blue memo, we were told blue memos are true. So I've recorded this information. 6, 7, and 9 are not in any of the fixed combinations of Save Something Estate. Okay. These green ones were either in that same package or they were in the locker room. I think my recollection is they were in the locker room. Regardless, this one looks like it was screen captured in the same place as this blue one. So this one probably came out of that that head of security bundle. And then this one may have come out of that same bundle or from the locker room. But regardless, I ran across something mentioning green memos at some point in time. I know, like when I was in the bottom of the lake, it said something about green memos in certain boxes, but I don't think that applied to all green memos everywhere. So I've been trying to find notes like whether green memos are trustworthy or not, and I think the case is that it's conditional. Like, green memos aren't always lies. They aren't always the truth. There's some other condition that controls whether they're trustworthy or not. So I'm treating these two statements as maybes. If there is a safe on rank 10, well, the only rank 10 room we're aware of is room 46. So if there's a safe on rank 10, it's just saying there's a safe in room 46, and I can believe that, right? I haven't found one, but I can believe it. I looked for one, I think, but I didn't find one, but I can believe that there is one. And then Kirk Darren is a pseudonym, may or may not be the case. I might still try DARRK in Blackbridge just to rule it out. I also screenshotted this from the lockers. I think we've run across this in the locker room before, but this is what leads me to believe that leads to interpretation of the note in Blackbridge, which is like a IOO. Well, it's an I space IOO. So if that's 6, then maybe it's like, I was gonna say 4, but 4 would be FOUR. So is there enough space here that you would have a U, or is it something 6? I don't know. And then another O. Like, this is big, this is big, this is small. I don't know if that matters. If this is not a number, this could be like door or something. I don't know. Any rate. So today I'm also interested in the mirror room because I think I've been in the center, like solved it from all 4 directions previously, but I don't remember, and then got to the center and hit the big button, but I forget what it did. I literally blank out on what it did, and I forget what day it was. So if I might try to redo the mirror room. I still have a locked diary in her leadership chamber. I still have 4 more sanctum keys that I need to figure out where they are and how to get them. The clock tower seems the most accessible one, but I haven't figured out the clock tower. If so, I haven't figured it out yet, how to get it. There is a letter and a key in the freezer that is not thawed by putting the furnace near the freezer. So I need to try some other way of thawing that out. And right now I'm thinking, well, burning glass creates like a burning, right? So maybe if I get a burning glass, I can take it to the freezer and open up the cooler and like use the burning glass. Maybe, I don't know, or some sort of flame source, right? That I can take and apply directly. Because otherwise, if the furnace is not going to melt the freezer and leaving the freezer open and it doesn't eventually thaw out with the cooler, lid open, then there's got to be some way to apply direct heat to those items in the cooler. And the only way I know of presently to apply direct heat is with the burning glass device, which is made from the workshop, from the magnifying glass and the metal detector. So that's something I can try. I ran across I did run across, this is potentially new information. Note that this one. Break the bricks in the weight room with something that has a handle and is very heavy. So I'm thinking maybe if I make the power hammer again, which is also a workshop item, it's the like broken handle, battery pack, sledgehammer, and that makes like the power hammer, that I could go to the weight room and break through a brick wall there. And I think there's also a brick wall in the secret garden that might be able to be broken. But if I break the brick wall in the weight room, will that reveal the access lever that, to the antechamber? The thing is I don't necessarily need that access lever because I have 2 other ways from the secret garden and from the Great Hall, 2 other access levers to get into the antechamber. But it's just something to try if opportunity comes up, right? Because in case it reveals something more different than an access lever. I'm assuming it's just going to reveal access lever to the chamber, but it could be breaking through that brick wall, give some other benefit, so it has to be ruled out. Has to be done to be ruled out. I'm also struggling with, I've kind of put the whole new clue books and signs, clues on hold. I think I need, for this one, I definitely need a metro map that I don't have yet, and I don't know if this is dependent upon that or separate, but I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm holding off on that. I want to find a way to open the east and west gates and explore more of the estate or grounds. I need to find another microchip somewhere for the big round door in Blackbridge, right? I don't know what the missing breaker switch for the cabinet in the utility closet does, but that's something to be on the lookout for. But I don't know how to interpret the first words message from the music sheets puzzle, find among the white sheets under two stones. I don't know what that means. I need to identify the more rooms with chess pieces. I need a white knight room, which I may not have added to the draft pool yet. I may have never have come across it, or if I went into the room, I didn't notice that it had a white knight. I know there's a white knight in the observatory. I don't think I've seen a white knight anywhere else yet. So I need that, and then I also need some more black chess pieces. And then if I get all that information, I could work on having a day where I could draft those rooms specifically and then go down to the precipice and try to solve the chessboard puzzle, right? But I think I need to finish identifying rooms to chess pieces before I can really attempt that. So, in essence, that's a lot of what I'm thinking about. Excuse me. And let's get going. Now, day 52, I ended in the walk-in closet, which gives 4 items. But I called it a day there because I have the blessing of the monk presently, which means that because I called it a day in a room in the house, specifically in a room in the house, that it will let me draft that room from the grounds, meaning the outer room, the following day. So I will see. We're doing day 53 of blueprints, just to remind you. I know I did a lot of talking of like clue information at the, but to remind you, we're doing day 53 of blueprints. But the point is when I get to the outer building, I will have a couple normal outer building choices, and then I'll probably have the walk-in closet as a choice. And starting with 4 items, might be the thing I choose to do, right? Okay, there's nothing else here. Okay, we're gonna go over here. I'm going to make a wish before I forget. Okay. Again, I just routinely make a wish because it's someday I'm gonna, drain the fountain again and collect those coins, when I need to make a particular purchase. So it's giving me the walk-in closet, and it has a gem requirement, and it'll have 4 items inside. The tool shed gives 2 special items. The walk-in closet gives more items, but the tool shed is like they're special items, right? But we're going to utilize the benefit of the blessing of the monk and just start with these items rather than the 2 special items. That's probably a mistake. Like the special items might be, more special than the items I get out of here. So 2 gems. So I'm up 1 gem. There should be, there we go. Lock picks, which is always good to start the day with a lock pick kit. And car keys, which is good if I get the garage and choose to draft it. It is a dead-end room. Well, I say it's a dead-end room. It leads to the outside, but it's a dead end to the rest of the house, for sure. But I basically chose this walk-in closet to end my day in because I thought it'd be humorous to have a walk-in closet that's just as an outbuilding on the grounds. It's like, is it really going to do that? Sure enough, there you go. In a bunker under, dug into the hillside, into this small hill, is a walk-in, is her ladyship's walk-in closet. Humorous. But I probably should have, for maximal utility, I probably should have done either the root cellar or the tool shed for the special items, but I didn't. Now I still have this blessing of the monk for today, meaning again, whatever day in the house. If I call it a day in the house. Oh, I meant to go to Blackbridge before coming back in the house. I forgot. I'm not gonna turn around and backtrack to do it now. But that's I got to remember that I want to go to Blackbridge and try an admin key, try the dark admin key. Anyway, but if I call it a day in a room in the house specifically, not outside, but in a room in the house, that room will be available, like the walk-in closet was, as my outbuilding the following day. So I got to keep that in mind when I'm drafting. Is this a room that towards the end of the day when I'm running out of steps, what room do I want to end my day in that I want to guarantee that I have as an outbuilding on day 54? Okay. So I also had I had bought a moon pendant on day 52, which chose 2 random items that I get to keep and start the day with, and it chose the prism key and the coupon book. So I've got 4 items right now. Alrighty. I've been starting over here, so I think I'll start over here this time. Yeah, we'll take a den. No trunk or anything, just making sure. Yep, no, okay. And then I want to continue over here. This would give me a key, a gem, and 10 coin, but it would dead end me. This gives me a key and leads up here. Not doing the bedroom. So it's just, do I want just a key and a doorway up here? Or do I want to dead end and get, extra resources? I'm going to do the storeroom because dead ending right here is not the end of the world. I have a doorway here and it's not likely to be locked. And so from here I can go up, this side, this east wing. So I don't necessarily need this doorway. I'm always hurting for doorways later in the day, but right now I've got, a few doorways, so I'm not hurting for doorways yet. And dead end rooms are going to happen, but if I do the storeroom now, then it's no longer coming up in the draft pool later in the day when it's even less convenient, right? Because once I do the storeroom, the theory is that it won't give me the option of the storeroom later. So it'll have to give me a different, maybe more useful room as a draft pool pick later. So I'm just kind of like, get these resources. It's not the end of the world, dead end right here. I still can't get over to spin this globe, but I'm pretty sure that's spinning like the other ones have been. I just don't know the significance of the rooms that have the spinning globe. Now we're going to come back here, go here. Now this time I don't want a dead end. Kitchen I don't need at the moment. I will do chapel because it will lead here. Leading here is not a big deal because I can get to here from here, but I want to get over here. I want to be able to continue on the east side. This will let me do that. Parlor or dead would it dead end me? Would dead end me? Does not dead end me. So patio spreads gyms in each green room. We don't have green rooms, but I do want the doorway up. Parlor would give me 2 gems, but it wouldn't give me any doorway on this side. So I want the doorway up. It gave me a gem to replace itself. Unfortunately, this would have been better if I had had other green rooms already, because there weren't green rooms for it to spread gems to, so it was just kind of a waste for this room's ability. But I did it for the doorway. And this has 1 dig spot today. I don't have a shovel, but it has a dig spot today. This will give me some, benefits. If I was keeping track of my stars and I, consulted my notes, I could probably math out what those benefits are going to be. But regardless, they're benefits. As long as I don't make the mistake that I made on day 51 and accidentally click Draxus the Dead when I know that it's Draxus the Dead, and I'm intentionally trying to not click on Draxus the Dead. That was just a complete misclick. But generally, this is going to give me good stuff. Spare bedroom would let me go up. This is going to let me come over. I'm going to be fine with this, because sometimes getting the benefits from the observatory are better to get early. Like if it's apples are more delicious today, you want to do that before you eat a bunch of apples, right? So I am not seeing Draxus the Dead. So I should be good to click on all of this. We get a key. Apples are more delicious. That's what I was just talking about. The slice. The twins. Diamondus Minor. And this is not Draxus the Dead. This is Florealis, which would have been nice before we did the green room we just had, but because I don't think it's retroactive, it's not going to make flowers appear in the green room patio we just came from. Like if I look, I'm not going to suddenly see flowers appear here. No, but now future green rooms will give me the special flowers that have gems, which is good. And another example of why you want the observatory early, because if it's going to give you Florealis, you want to get it before you have drafted a bunch of green rooms, like the courtyard, right? So the courtyard, the parlor would give me 2 gems, but it would dead end me, and I don't want a dead end right here. I want to, be able to do the east side. Dining room would lead over here, but again, it doesn't give me access here. Courtyard will give me access up here, and it costs a gem, but it should have 1 or 2 special flowers, typically 2, to replace those gems with. And it'll have dig spots, and it might have a trunk or some other special item. If it's a trunk, I'm not necessarily going to spend a key to open it. It's not a trunk. Maybe this one doesn't have a special item. Many times the courtyard has a trunk. This time it did not. Sometimes it has a shovel or a metal detector. This doesn't seem to have any of that. But oh well. Okay, so I'm not seeing. So it replaced the gem that I spent on and give me another gem. So I'm up on gems. Has more dig spots for if I get a shovel, right? The doorway here is wasted, but it does give me a doorway up here. I don't really need the doorway here necessarily, because I have a doorway here, I have a doorway here, I can get to here. And if I can get the foundation, I can get to down here from the foundation. So ideally, I want this room to connect to the foundation and connect over here, or connect to here and connect up here, right? That's what I'm hoping for. But we're going to find out. Okay, so for 2 gems, I could have a passageway, and that's going to lead all the places I want to go. But a drawing room costs a gem, but it gives me a gem back, whereas the passageway just costs 2 gems and doesn't give me gems back. And the drawing room basically has, besides the advantage that it's basically free versus the passageway, is that it will let me redraw whatever this room is, whereas the passageway doesn't give me that. So it's a question of, do I want the doorway here for 2 gems, or do I want a redraw here for free, right? I'm going to do the drawing room. I'm going to be a little conservative with my gems at the moment. Plus, I might need the passageway to be in my draft pool later when it is more critical. And once I draft the passageway, it's no longer in my draft pool for the day, right? So I want to maybe save that for later in the day when I really need it. Okay, so I could go up here, but I can also just come over here to the foundation. I have 6 gems, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this room. There's no reason not to. With 6 gems, whatever room it is, I can afford to draft it. Excuse me. Commissary would let me buy out the commissary, which could be useful, but it leads over here, and I can get over here anyway. So I'm going to do the parlor, which would give 2 gems, but it leads over here because I still want access to this side of the house, right? I say it gives 2 gems. I mean, we can earn 2 gems if I'm not stupid today. A box with a false statement contains the gems. That's either true or false. The statement on the blue box is true. That's either true or false. The blue box contains the gems. That is either true or false. Okay. So, the truth or falsehood of these 2 boxes is the same. If this is true, this is true. If this is false, this is false. So this has to be the opposite. This is true or false, the opposite of these 2. So, if this is true, a box with a false statement contains the gems. Then this would mean, if this is true, then this is true, then the gems are in the black box. Okay? If this is false, then this would have to be false, then this would have to be true. And this says the blue box contains the gems. But if the blue box contained the gems, then this can't be, or wait a minute. So if this is false, then the gems can't be here because if this is a false statement and the gems are here, then that makes this a true statement. Okay? So that's contradictory. So the non-contradictory world is that this is true, and this is false. And if this is the only false box and this is true, then the black box contains the gems. Boom, boom. Nothing else to pick up in this room. No key or fruit or anything. Okay. Alrighty. So we can take a locksmith, which would allow us to buy all the keys that we need today. That is tempting, but it does dead end right there. I wouldn't be able to ever draft this room, period, and I'd have difficulty getting back around to these rooms. Pantry will let me... Okay. So regardless, I don't have a reroll die, so regardless, access over here is kind of blocked off because none of these rooms are going to let me get up here. So that's not a consideration. Pantry will give me 4 coin and the ability to draft this room. Locksmith will give me the ability to buy keys. At the expense of never drafting this room. I think I'm going to do the pantry, I believe. I hesitate because the locksmith can be critically important, depending upon how many locked doors I encounter in a day, but I do have a lockpick kit right now. So I have a lockpick kit and 2 keys. When I don't have a lockpick kit, I definitely need keys. When I have a lockpick kit, I need fewer keys. I still need keys, but I need fewer of them. Well, lockpick kit did not work there. Blue room prism key won't work. Do I want to spend a key on this doorway right here to do this room? I will, just because I don't want to waste the steps to come back. So I'm going to do it, but I'm not happy. This should have been a pickable door, in my opinion, but lockpick kit has not worked yet, so I'm not happy that it won't let me use the lockpick kit, because that makes the lockpick kit less likely to be useful at all today, because that was the most likely door to be able to be picked. So if that door can't be picked, that means almost probably none of the locked doors I encounter today can be picked, which I don't like to hear. So I can start the lab experiment for the day. Or I can buy out the commissary. Boudoir would just give me an extra gem. Essentially, these are all going to dead end me because this is a dead end spot. I'm going to do the commissary because I've got a bunch of dig spots, and 2 trunks have been put in the entrance hall. The observatory put 2 trunks in the entrance hall, which I'm going to have to come back to. And so if I can get a sledgehammer or a shovel, either one, or even a excuse me, whether I can buy a shovel, a sledgehammer, or a metal detector, any of the 3 would be useful to me today. And the commissary is more than likely to sell at least one of those 3. And I have money, so I'm going to buy out the commissary, right? So we're going to get the sledgehammer, which will let me get into the trunks that are in the entrance hall. And we'll do that. I'll leave off the running shoes. I'm not going to buy those gems at the moment. Reason being is I have 11 gems, and green rooms are going to have flowers today, which will give me gems. So I might need the money that I would on something else. I might need a showroom today, or the gift shop today, or buy steps from a kitchen today, kind of thing, or locksmith. I might draft a locksmith some other location and buy keys today, right? I'm kind of regretting not drafting the locksmith now that it made me use a key on this doorway. It means my logic on not drafting the locksmith has been defeated. Excuse me. But the apple I ate was extra delicious. So I have a decent number of steps. So now I'm going to come to the foundation and I'm going to build down. Because if I build down, I might connect back up to the entrance hall that way rather than retracing my steps, right? So I still do not have a shovel, however. So Shovel might have been nice for getting keys. I'm gonna hope that there's keys in the trunk in the entrance hall, rather than just like coins or even gems. I want keys. This will give me a boiler room. This is not necessarily a great place for the boiler room because this one of the doorways will be blocked off here. Plus, I don't know that I need to power anything today. I'm not aware of anything that I need to provide power to, but I know I need keys. So I'm going to go here. And this is accessible from this doorway and this doorway, so it does not need to be accessible from this room, right? So, and none of these were going to give me the option to do that anyway. So the reading nook gives me a doorway here. The boiler room gives me a doorway here. Between the two, this gives me a key. That's the logic. Now this is going to give me the option of a library. I don't presently need a library. So I'm going to take the laboratory and start today's lab experiment. And also log in to the security and lower the security level. Before I do any of that, I should do a thorough search of this room, make sure there's no resources that might influence my decision of the lab experiment I do. Does not appear that there are. That's a lie. Red memos are lies. This was true, but we already did use this machine. We solved that puzzle already. Alrighty then. So experiment setup. Continue with experiment. Whenever we spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, that will happen probably more than once today. Each bedroom I draft after my second. Depending upon how my day goes, that may or may not happen. I'm getting steps other ways with more delicious apples and stuff. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, which may never happen. I might never get a key card. I might never get do the utility closet, right? So I might not ever be able to do that. So let's assume that this is going to happen today. Add a small chest to the entrance hall or gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in my house. Small chest in the entrance hall, I'd have to go back and break open, and it might have keys and might have other benefits. But as long as I have at least 2 hallways, in my house, and the courtyard counts as a hallway, then I will just get a free key every time I trigger the experiment without having to go back to the entrance hall and break open a trunk on the off chance of getting a key. So I think this is going to be better for us for our key management for today. I did not have the opportunity to get letters to the mailroom, which is kind of what I wanted, but we take what we can get. Log in. I'm going to reduce the security level on. Oh, for somehow my caps lock keeps getting hit and changed on me, but regardless. So we're going to do our 1 offline terminal for the day, which is a Black Bridge benefit. I'm going to reduce the security level before we start encountering security doors. View estate inventory. So there's 2 coins and 2 trunks somewhere. I don't know where the 2 coins are. The 2 trunks are in the entrance hall. Confirm we set it to low, change the offline mode to unlocked. confirm, and back, and exit. Alrighty then. So right now we have one hallway. The courtyard counts as a hallway. We do not have a second hallway, but we want a second hallway so that we will start getting keys when we trigger our experiment. So that's something to keep in mind. This is not giving me the option of a hallway. I have a sledgehammer. I don't know if I will be getting a battery pack or a battery pack and a broken handle in order to create the power hammer. But I do know that if I draft the weight room, I will lose half my steps, and that's a bad thing. It's better to do the weight room experiment when I've got the shelter as my outbuilding, because then I can be protected from the losing half my feet, and then do the weight room. But we're not going to do that today. We're also not going to do the archives because that's a terrible thing. So we're going to do the bedroom, and that will lead over here. And I kind of wanted to go over here anyway because I can get up from here, but I want to get over here without having to necessarily backtrack all the way over to here, which I'm probably going to have to do at some point anyway. But we're just going to do this because this is bad. This is horrible. And this is bad, you know? So, no extra gem or key. It looks like nothing, no extra whatever to pick up today. Okay, we said we wanted a hallway, so we're going to do the West Wing Hall. So now I have two hallways, so I will get at least one key whenever I trigger the experiment. I'm going to head down before heading up because I want to get more resources before heading up. More keys in particular. Don't really need the office, don't want a dead end. I'm going to do the spare bedroom. The office would let me spread coins. Money's not a big concern of mine today. I'm not trying to do a showroom run. I'll do like a showroom run when I have like the tomb where I get extra coins for dead end rooms, and I have a metal detector that leaves coins in rooms. Then I can add the office to that. I can engineer a day with a perfect storm of coin generating stuff, and that's when I'll do another showroom run to try to get the showroom trophy or the trophy of wealth. But that's not today, so I'm not super concerned about coins today. I have enough that if I get a showroom, I could buy a moon pendant, which is probably the most useful item to me at the moment from the showroom. Silver spoon is good because it doubles steps you get from eating food, but that's good if I get the dining room, right? But right now I'm not hurting for steps. I just ate an orange and gave me steps, right? So solarium will add rare and unusual rooms for my day. Plus, it's a green room, so it costs a gem, but it will have a flower and give me the gems back. It does dead end me from this direction, but I would just come back over here and I can fill in here from these two doorways potentially. This gives me 10 extra steps and makes next time I enter the walk-in closet. So I have a walk-in closet, so I could just go outside and enter it and get 3 gems. And if it doesn't give me 10 steps immediately. It gives me 10 steps if I draft the boudoir, which I might sometime today because that would give me a gem to do so. And I could just go get 3 more gems by going outside to the walk-in closet, which is my outbuilding for today. the pool gives me 2 trunks that I can open, and it does give me a doorway here and here. But I feel like if I don't do the solarium now, I'm not likely to get the solarium as an option later. And rare and unusual rooms could be nice to have, you know. So I'm going to do the solarium because I feel like it's not going to present me that option. This is, again, you know, I either take it now or forever hold my peace. So I will take it now, which means I am going to have to backtrack all the way over here, which I was going to have to go to the entrance hall to get trunks anyway, but I'm going to have to get to the entrance hall by backtracking and then fill in over here. And I'll probably do that before trying to go up, to be honest. I might like draft these rooms, but before going into because I have gems, but before going into those rooms, I will like go, you know, fill out this part of the house, kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna do that. It's a replacement gem. It's a dig spot. I don't have a shovel, so. But now I'll get rare and unusual room choices today, which I think can be a good thing. Those are basically better rooms, maybe. Okay, I'm not going to spend the key on that yet. Because I only have 2 keys, so I need to be conservative with my keys at the moment. If there's any possibility that I can get through here and then get over here and draft this room without spending the key, right? So I don't want to use a key until I have to use a key. So we're going to determine if I have to use a key over here or not. I don't like that my lockpick kit is doing nothing. It's failing every single time. If I did the clock tower, I don't know what time of day it is. Maybe it's early enough that I could test the 1:30 p.m., but it would dead end me in that direction, and I don't want to dead end in that direction. This leads over here, which isn't that much better than getting from here. I'm going to do this just in cases. I don't know how much time I've spent today. Let's go find out. I really think there's a sanctum key in the clock tower. I just don't know how to get it. What's the time like? Oh no, it's past 12:30. It's not past 1:30. So I'm going to bore you guys. What I'm going to bore you guys with... Oh, I'm going to pick up a treasure map. Cool. And that's... Oh, I don't have a shovel. So if I get a shovel, I'll care about the treasure map. I'm going to bore you guys because I'm literally going to wait for this hand to come all the way around. Wait a minute. Is this hand going this way or this way? No. This hand is going this way, so this hand will go this way. So I'm going to wait for this hand to come all the way back around to here because then that will be 1:30 p.m. And then I can test out if something specific happens at 1:30 p.m. per, like, you see how this clock is frozen at 1:30 p.m.? And the depiction on the floor down here is depiction on the floor is a depiction of, this is noon. This is a depiction of 1:30, right? And then most of the clocks in room 46 are also frozen at 1:30. So it's like 1:30 is a big clue. And we were basically told that there was a sanctum key up high where all the clocks are. Well, that's the clock tower, right? I mean, it's got to be the clock tower. I'll be right back. So, I said I'd be right back, and I am. Okay. I realize this is boring to watch me do, and there was an earlier day where I was like attempting this at 1:30 a.m. Like the clock had already gone around all day back to here, and then I was like essentially 1:30 at night or 1:30. It wasn't fully dark outside, which was confusing to me for 1:30 a.m. But the point is that nothing happened then, so now I'm just ruling out like the difference between 1:30 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. Because when we start the day at like 8 or 9 a.m., something like that. So this should be 1:30 p.m. that we're coming up on. So literally, is this you have to have the clock tower and be in the clock tower before too much of the day has passed. The other possibility is like up high might mean draft the clock tower in rank like 9, which I did on the particular day, but then I didn't have enough steps to go test that theory. I didn't have enough steps to get back to the clock tower to see if that did anything for me, right? So I have essentially wasted this doorway to do this test. So leaving me one doorway up, which is not a fun position to be in, but and again, I don't know if I should be up here or if I should be down here. Just confirming nothing is clickable. I mean, the note's clickable, but Okay, I didn't see anything. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Cutscene. I was correct. All right, well, let's do it. So 1:30 p.m. was the deal. 1:30 a.m. didn't work, but 1:30 p.m. does. Let's get down there before it goes away. Let's go. First of all, wait, does this go? No, it just goes up. Okay, cool. Okay. We might get a sanctum key today. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. That's true. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. That is true. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers is false. So because this is false, it should be set to a time containing same numbers. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. This is true. So this set all different numbers, so this should be set to 7. And then all different numbers. So it's going to be, well, containing a 7. So all different does not mean that it's all the same, because there's 3 numbers. Set this clock to time containing all different numbers. So 2 of the numbers will be the same. Okay, so let's go back to this one. This clock should not be set on the hour. So it should be set on the hour. It should be set on the hour, but it should also contain a 7. So this should be set to 7 on the hour. Okay, so this one is set correctly because this is false. This clock should not be set on the hour. So it's false, so it should be set on the hour. And this is true and says its neighbor should be set to a time containing 7. So this is 7 o'clock. This is correct. This says the clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. That's a false statement. They're not positioned that way. That doesn't mean that they're positioned so that they should be in descending order. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. So that is true. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. That is a true statement. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are out. Okay. That leaves 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. That is true. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. So this is one of those. So there's 4 more that should be set to on the hour. This will have a repeated, at least one repeated number. It could have 2 repeated numbers, but we don't have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 4. None of them have a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And they should all be set to a different time and There's 4 more on the hours. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 5, 6. Okay. Okay. This is a bit of a logic puzzle. I'm going to be sitting here and doing this, but it should be solvable. Okay, so 5 of these should be set to a time ending on the hour. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that a true statement? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 8 clocks, 5 of which are going to be on the hour, but they all are different times. And it's not fully ascending. They're not fully ascending. I wonder why this is written in cursive. See, this is written in script, and these are written block letter, and I don't know why. I don't know why that makes a difference. So none of them will have a 1, 2, 3, or 4. This will have a 7. I've got it set to 730 right now, and it will have 2 of the same number. It doesn't say it will start with a 7. Containing a 7. So I could try 757. Right, I can try 757. So I'm going to try 757 on this one. I won't know if I'm right or not, but let's see. So this could be 757. What else could it be? It could be 557. No, minutes don't start in 7. So if it has a 7, the 7 cannot be the first digit after the colon. There has to be a 7 either in the leading position or in the trailing position or both. So it could be, and this has all different numbers. So it's either 757 or it could be 557. It can't be 667, right? Basically the minutes, because there's no 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, is there? None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. So that rules out 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. right? So nothing is going to have a 10 o'clock, an 11 o'clock, or a 12 o'clock. We know that. And we also don't have a 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So our 5 on the hours have to be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Well, this cannot be 7 o'clock because we already have a 7 o'clock and no two can be the same. So we've got, this is 7 o'clock. This has to be 7 o'clock based on these two clues. Okay. This cannot be set to be on the hour because it will have a 7 and it can't be 7 o'clock. So it can either be 5:57 or 7:57. It has to be one of those two. This has to be 7:57 or 5:57. It can't be anything else. Yeah. So this is either 7:57 or 5:57. So I'm going to leave it at 7:57 at the moment. This says containing A7. I'm going to set this to 5:57 because this says the clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing A7. It doesn't say at least one 7. So if this is A as in a singular 7, and this has to have at least two of the same numbers, I'm going to set this to 5:57. Now, it could be 5:57, it could be 7:57, but I'm setting it to 5:57. Okay. So then this is one of the three that is not on the hour. So there's two more that aren't on the hour. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same three numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. So this won't be on the hour because then it would have to start with a 0. So this is another clock that is not on the hour. Same three numbers of another clock, but here in reverse order. So if this is 5:57, we could reverse that to 7:55. So I'm going to try 7:55 here for the moment. Because then it's the same three numbers as another clock, but in reverse order, which I could have done if it was 7:57, it would be the exact same front to back, which we can't have two clocks be the same. So if this clock is mirroring this clock, then this one has to be 5:57, so that this one when mirrored is not the same. But that's two that aren't on the hour. Now, each of these clocks should be set to different. One of the cursive here overrides the fact that it's red and it's actually true. let me try. If this is 7, and this is 557. I'm going to treat this statement like it's true for the moment, because it's cursive, and I don't know what that means. Well, if it was ascending, then one of these two could be 5 o'clock, but neither of them could be 6 o'clock if this is 557. So, this one, however, could be 6 o'clock. Oh, wait a minute. If this is 7 o'clock and this is 7:55, this would have to be between 7 o'clock and... So this would have to be the other one that's not exact. So these two would have to be exact. 4 or 5. 4 is not an option. Okay. So I don't think there's a way that this can be true. Because this is 7 o'clock. And so either this one is 7:55, which ascends this direction, or it's 5:57, because it can't be 7:57, right? 5:57. But this could be the mirror of something else. But yeah, if this is 7 and you're ascending, then this can't be 7:57. It would have to be 5:57 if you're ascending, making this 6 o'clock. Oh, one of these could be... Is one of these the other... Wait a minute. Oh, this one can be set. This one can be on the hour. Because I said it had to be 5:57 or... Oh, because it can't be 7 o'clock. It can't be 7 o'clock because that would be the same, so that's why it can't be 700. It has to have a 7. It has to have 2 repeated digits. It cannot be 7 o'clock. Because this one absolutely has to be 7 o'clock. This one... This clock should not be set on the hour, but that's a red note, so it should be set on the hour. And this is a true note and says it contains a 7, so this has to be 7 o'clock. So this cannot be 7 o'clock. So that's why it has to be 5:57 or 7:57. But it could be ascending the other direction. Let's... If this is... Oh, this doesn't have to be 7:57. This could be 7:55, right? Yeah, this could be 7:55. So if I set this to 7:55, and I set this one to 8, I'm basically doing a descending left to right, which would be an ascending right to left. This one would be 9. We're just getting a basis. So 9, 9, 8, 755, something, 7, right? Then we have this, because this one is 755, this one can be 557, right? This one could be 5. Five, 557, and then you've got so if this one is 755 and this one is 7, this one's between the two, so then this would be 6. I passed the 6. I might be here a while trying different logic combinations. So then this is 5, 557, 6, 7. A time I'm going to change it to that won't be on the hour. 7:55, 8, 9. All right. So this one needs to be between 7 and 7:55. So this one would also be a 7. And it has to be between 7 and 7:55. So it has to be less than 55. But it can't have a 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can have a 0. So it could be 750. It could also be like 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, right? So let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so what we've got here, I'm going to put this back on 750 just because I want to. And see if I violated any rules that I'm aware of. This is 9, 8, 755, 750, 7, 6, 557, 5. So 5 of these, because I got a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5 of these are on the hour. They are all different times, so that satisfies these two. Set this time to a time containing all different numbers is false, so two of the numbers has to be the same. So I've chosen to do 755 in this case. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. Well, this contains a 7. That contains a 7. This clock should not be set on the hour, so then that's false. So it should be set on the hour, so this has to be 7 o'clock. None of the clocks have a 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's true. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. So 557 is the reverse order of 755. The clocks are positioned so that the times will go up in ascending order. I have made them go up in ascending order this direction, which means that they're descending order going this direction. Not sure how to interpret the cursiveness of this. So if they should not be in ascending order in either direction, I can do that by flipping these two. I can make this 755 and make this one 557, and that would satisfy that. So I will make this 755. I'll make this 557. So now they're not in fully ascending order, because now it's 5, 755, 6, 7, 750, 557, 8, and 9. So now I need to maybe treat this as if it needs to be true, but going this direction, ascending. So is it possible to make that happen? This has to be 7. So therefore this can't be 7. This has to be 557 or 755. So if we're doing ascending, it's 557. This could be 755 because it could also be the reverse of the other one that's not on the hour, right? But let's say that this is 755. If this is 755, and we're trying to get ascending, then this would have to be 8 or 9. Well, let's go over here. So this has to, if this is 557, then this would have to be 5, and this would have to be something between 5 and 557. But that would mean that all the rest of well, then that would mean this would have to be on the hour. So then this would have to be a 6. I mean, we'll try it. Five. This is going to be something between 5 and 5:57. Okay. This basically then has to be probably 6. Which makes this, if this is 6, and we know that we know this one has to be 7. This, and this one is 7:55. So this one could be 8. But what I've got here is on the hour, not on the hour. This would have to not be on the hour. So 1, 2, not on the hour. This one has to be not on the hour. So then the rest would have to be on the hour, and this is, if this is 7 and this is 8, then we're past 7:55. All our minutes have to either be 0 a digit or 5 a digit, because they can't ever be 6 a digit, and they can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4 a digit. So all of our minutes have to either be 0 blah or 5 blah. I'll be back. I haven't solved this yet, but I'm going to solve this. I'm going to get the sanctum key. And I might spend hours on it. And I might lose your patience, but I have to sit here and solve this. But I'll be back. Okay, so this one, excuse me, we know this is 7. This one that I've got set to 557, it could be 755, but it could also be, it could be 557, it could be 755, it could also be 707, because that would satisfy it having a 7 and it having at least one duplicate number. This says set this clock to a time containing all different numbers, but that's a lie, right? Red memos are lies. So it has to be, there has to be at least one duplicate number, right? And has that the number itself has to contain, and the whole time has to contain a 7. So it can't be all 7s, because 777 is not a thing. So it can't be all the same, because it can't be all 7s. So it has to either have 2 7s or 2 of the other. It's going to have 2 different digits, because it can't be all 7s. So it has to be 7 and some other digit, and then it has to have 2 of one of those. So it can either be 2 7s or 2 of the other. So it can either be 2 5s, 755, 557, right? Or it can be 2 zeros, because it can't be 2 6s, because I can't have 67 or 76 as minutes. It can't be 2 8s or 2 9s for the same reason, right? Because you can't have minutes that are, 87, 97, or 78, 79. Those aren't minutes, right? So the other digit has to be a 0 or a 5. If it is a 0, it could be 707. And if it's a 5, then there's 2 possibilities. It can be 755 or 557. If I do 707, what does that do for me? Well, first of all, I wouldn't be able to do ascending left to right, because I'd have 7 o'clock, 2 clocks to the right of that, right? I could do ascending right to left like I was trying before, potentially, but the problem with 707 is that's symmetric, and the other clock wants to be the reverse of a different clock, and it can't be the reverse of an on the hour clock, because no time starts with a 0. So it has to be the reverse of a clock that's not on the hour. But it also can't be the reverse of a clock with a symmetric time, because then that would result in having the same time, and we know all the clocks have to have different times. So if this is 707, then the other clock that is mirroring a clock has to be mirroring the third off-hour clock, rather than mirroring this one. I mean, it's possible. We'll try. We'll see what we get trying that world. So I will set this to 707. I'm just wasting everybody's time. Don't mind me. This is 707, so this has a 7, and it does not have all different numbers, because it has 7 repeated. This has to be 7. This is now 707. We can't go ascending this direction, but if we went ascending this direction, this would have to be between 7 and 707, and it can't be 704. So this would be like 704. It'd be 705 or 706, right? So we'll leave it at 705 at the moment. These 2 clocks would easily be 8, and change this back to 9. So 9, 8. So if this is 707, and we're ascending from this direction to this direction, 707, 8, 9. This is 705 or 706. 7. This would basically most likely be a 5, because we need 5 and 6 somewhere. And nothing could be less than the 5, and so 5 would have to be on the end, because with 5 on the hour clocks and we can't use a 1, 2, 3, or 4, then it has to be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock have to be our on the clocks. So 5 would have to go at the very end. Now, this one, between these two, like, this is 7. This one needs to be the mirror of something. So this could be 705, and this could be 507. So let's try this at 507. And then this one just would be 6 o'clock. So what this is, let's double check it. This is 5, 507, 6, 7, 705, 707, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That would also satisfy the ascending left to right. Or ascending right to left, I mean. And having exactly 3 of them be not on the clock. This one being the reverse of this one now, because it can't be the reverse of that one. If I change this one to 706, that would change this to 607, which would not give us the opportunity to be ascending. This combination hasn't seemed to trigger anything. I think it would tell us if it would reveal something if we got it correct, I believe. So, this is containing A7, this, and then that would be 755 or 557 instead of 707. We've already tried that. I mean, 755 here and changing this one over here to 557, obeys all the rules. It obeys the same set of rules that I just set up here, but I don't think it worked. I'll try it again. So, minute hand, 755. And then over here, this could be now 706 or 707 if I allow this to be 755. So I mean, not 7:05, 5:57. So 5 o'clock, 5:57, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Something between 7 o'clock and 7:55 would be 7 something. It can't be. It would have to be. It can't. It couldn't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it'd either be. It can't be 51, 2, 3, or 4. And if it was 56, it wouldn't be between the two of them. So this would have to be 7:05 or 7:06, or 7:07, 7:08, 7:09, something like that. So 7:05, 7:06, 7:07, 7:08, 7:09. And then, 7:55, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So that'll work. I just don't know why this is script rather than print. So are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. It's like, it's a logic puzzle, but I don't think it gave us enough clues to narrow it down. Because I don't think I've had multiple solutions I don't think violate any of the rules. Even if I take this as a false statement, I've switched a couple of these and been completely within the rules given, and it hasn't been the solution. This doesn't lead to like a single solution. See, now it's not in ascending order in either direction. All rules have been obeyed. Right? I don't get it. I'm looking at my notes. Like, is there something that said something about script? I've just got red memos are lies, blue memos are true. It doesn't really, I don't recall having a note about the difference between block letters and script letters. Is there a way to make these go ascending? thought I determined that there was not. I will try it again. I don't know what to do, guys. This has to be 7, and this would have to be 5 if this were going to go ascending in this direction. That leaves very little room, because this has to be not on the basically this would have to be 9. Meaning this, and this would have to be 8. And this would have to be something between 8 and 9. But it'd have to be the reverse of something else. Okay. Well, I could have a 558, right? So this could be an 855. So if this is 8, this is 7, 8, that's 9. This could be an 8 something. And let's say it was an 855. Or it could be 805 or something. I'll just do 855 at the moment. This has to be 5. This would have to be a 557. Which means this one would have to be 6. Nine, 855, 8, 7, 6, 557, 8. Oh, this is not should not be 8. This should be. If this is 557, this one has to be between 5 and 557, so this is 5 something, right? Okay. And it can't, if it's so 508, so then I can set this one, that will let me set this one to 805. Ah. So I did have to have it in ascending order left to right, so that red note at the end that was in cursive, the script that made it not a red memo. So we've got that sanctum key, and we have 53 steps. So we should be able to go and use that sanctum key. Oh, and we're right at the foundation. So we can do that right now. Awesome. Guys, we solved the clock tower puzzle. It took me a while, but I did it. Okay. So I'm not gonna like, oh, I could do other stuff before I go down the foundation. Nope. I'm gonna use the sanctum key while I've got it. I don't even necessarily know how to solve the whole like it's gonna be some trial and error on the sigil. Oh, going wrong way. Where am I going? I need to go this way. But I am fine with that. I tell you what. Because sanctum keys are what we want. That's what we're trying to do at the moment. Or it's a thing we want, right? So I'm going to come over here. I'll open up room 46 because I have no reason not to. And then we're going to spend forever trial and erroring a sigil. And then we might spend forever trial and erroring a puzzle box. So this might be a long day of you guys watching me trial and error stuff. But I don't care. Because I got a sanctum key. I was right about being the clock tower. I was right about going at 1:30 p.m. And so now we are doing... this is Kororika or whatever it's called. I think I know something about this one, this realm. All right, well, let's start with what we... Give me a moment, I have to consult my notes. We'll start with what we know. So Kororika is orange. And orange is the little triangles. So for this, we know the flag is... We know that's the flag. What I don't know is the moats or the... I don't know their... I don't know the other features of Kororika, to be honest. There's 3 other things to know. I need to know their weather. I need to know their means of transportation. Do I have stamps? Do I have Kororika stamps that would give me a clue? I didn't think this all the way through, folks. I'm like, so many combinations to trial and error if I don't know more about Kororika as a realm. I know more about nuance, but I didn't pick nuance. I picked Costa Rica. I have a stamp for nuance at the very least. But I didn't pick nuance. I picked Costa Rica. Right? The V is Costa Rica, isn't it? Let me double check that. Because what symbol is nuance? I can't remember if the V is nuance or Costa Rica. I normally know this. Nuance is the diamond, right? Isn't that nuance? I think nuance is diamond, so I think we're talking about Costa Rica. Okay, so... All right. I think I've got more in my notebook than I do in my spreadsheet. So I need to stop looking at my spreadsheet and look at my early pages of my notebook. Because I think I actually drew like I know I'm boring you. Just bear with me. Okay, so V is Costa Rica. Um, yeah, V is Costa Rica. Um, oh, the book tells me. Why am I guessing? It's there in the sorry, I'm going back to my spreadsheet, back to my screenshots because it's the whole Realm and Rune book tells me which realms are which. Duh. And I'm trying to find it from my notes, and I've got a book that literally tells me. I've got a screenshot of a book that literally tells me. Yeah, V is Costa Rica. It doesn't really list nuance. I believe nuance is the diamond. But it does list Costa Rica. The V is Costa Rica. So we're looking at Costa Rica right now, and Costa Rica's flag is orange, which is the triangles. But I don't know what their weather or their transportation is like or their moats. So let's assume they have different weather than what we've encountered so far. So that would be heat. Snow. Let's try wind or heat. And then the rays. So this would be naval ship. Could do horseback. I doubt it's train. Maybe not aviation. Maybe not camels. Who knows? Turtleback travel. That would be roads. Windy with roads. Oh, sorry. I need to do the correct flag color and then retest all the modes. Okay. So we're starting on Metropolitan. So we'll end on Metropolitan. Okay, so it's not windy with roads. So let's stay on windy and try this one. We're on Metropolitan. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to press the button. So that. That. Okay, so it's not that one. Okay, so we're going to say it's not windy, whatever this is, windy with horseback. It's not windy horseback. It's not windy road. But we're going to stay on windy for the moment. I don't think it's rail, so we're going to skip rail. And we're going to try... We'll try aviation. I don't think it is, though. Because I think aviation is nuance. Started on Marshall. Okay, so now let's try camels? Put this back on orange. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. So square with dot. Okay. What is this one? This is turtleback. Okay. Go back to orange. The only thing I know about them is the orange flag. That's literally all I know. So we're starting with square with dot. Ah, I didn't mean to spin the handle. So we're starting with flower. Okay, so then let's try. This is the navel. Okay, so starting with flower. Okay, so we did road. We did horseback. I think we skipped rail. I guess I will try rail. And then I'll have to leave wind. Okay, so starting with flower. I want to make sure I'm doing orange this entire time. Yeah, okay. Triangles is orange. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say the weather is not wind. So then, is it just normal? Maybe they have just plain normal weather. I'm going to try them on rail. Starting with flower. So now, not rail. Aviation. Orange, starting with flower. Okay, so now let's try, what was this, camel? Orange, starting with flower. Okay, so now let's try turtleback. Change it back to orange. Starting with flower. Okay. Naval, change it back to orange. I literally might be here forever, guys, because the only thing I know is their flag is orange. Everything else, I'm just having to roll through the possibilities. Starting with flower. Ah, I didn't mean to spin it. Okay, so starting with Marshall. Okay, so then we've got like two more to try here in the normal weather. This is roads. Let's go. Orange. Normal weather roads. Okay, starting at Marshall. Okay, so then this is horseback. Change it back to orange. Starting with Marshall. Okay, so their weather is not normal. So let's change their weather. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because we've already had those. Already had that. Let's try hot. Change the... And we're starting at horseback. We're going to change it back to orange. And we'll go through all the hot options. So starting with Marshall. Alrighty. So now let's go rail. Change it back to orange. So rail hot. Starting with Marshall. Okay, so now let's do aviation. I don't think it's aviation, but we're going to try it. Go back to orange. Starting with Marshall. Okay. So now let's try camel. For hot would make a lot of sense. So let's... So I'm more hopeful about camel than I was about aviation. We're starting at Marshall. Well, it wasn't hot camel. All right. This is hot turtle. Go back to orange. I'm less hopeful about hot turtle, but we're gonna try. Starting at Marshall. Ah. Anyway, it's not that one, so let's do so hot navel. Go back to orange. Starting at Metro. Okay, so then hot road. I think we started at hot horseback. I know we did hot train. So I'll do hot horseback again after this in case I didn't start at horseback. But okay, so we're starting at Metro here. Okay, so we're gonna do, I know I've done hot train. I don't remember if I started at hot horseback or not, so we're gonna do hot horseback again. Starting at Metro. Ah, I didn't mean to spin it. Okay, so starting at pizza. Okay, so I'm going to say it's not hot. Snow seems unlikely. What are my other options? I've tried wind, tried normal. I have not tried foggy. I did not try rainy. Did not try stormy. I tried hot. It's not up in the north, so I don't expect it to be snowy. Like snow would be like, I think, more of a Morajai kind of thing. When I look at the map, where Costa Rica is, Costa Rica does not seem like it would be snowy. Like maybe Morajai would be snowy. But Costa Rica does span a big portion, so it kind of it spans the equator, so it's both above and below the equator. Morajai is completely above the equator. I doubt Costa Rica is snowy. It could be stormy, could be rainy. Iraja was rainy, and Iraja's far south, right? Or Iraja south of the equator, and Iraja was rainy. Costa Rica could be rainy, but Vera is more likely to like be that. Orinda and Finn with Aries are the same place, and they were foggy, but that's because of the whole mountains. Costa Rica is much larger, is not dominated entirely by mountains, so it's probably predominantly not known as foggy. Arch Aries was north and known as stormy. Costa Rica could be stormy, it could be snowy. I will try snowy because snowy is an unused one, but I don't like it. So we are starting at we're starting at horseback. I need to remember that we're starting at horseback, and we're at orange, and we're at pizza. So we're starting at pizza, horseback. I say pizza, you know what I mean. It's actually like spiritual. Okay. So then rail, snowy, change it to orange. Wow, this is killing me. Not knowing stuff about these realms is really hurting me. So we're starting at spiritual, rail. Okay. I've done horseback. I gotta remember that I did horseback already. Okay. Not rail. I didn't expect it to be rail. So now we're doing... Change it back to orange. We're doing... I mean, I do have that Costa Rica is orange. That was what I deduced from the flag stuff. Archaries is yellow, Raja's purple, Costa Rica's orange. Okay, so this is aviation snowing, which is very unlikely, but we'll try it starting at spiritual. I knew, I wish I knew something else about Costa Rica other than its flag is orange. Okay, this is camel snowing. Not very likely, but I'll try it. Well, also pack mules, arid desert trails. Again, not very likely. Starting at spiritual. Okay. This is turtleback snowing. That's more likely, I guess. Would be weird, but I'll try it. They included turtleback as if somebody's going to do it. Turtleback travel. Or it could be a joke referring to Discworld series, you know. Could just be in there as an Easter egg. Not really a solution to anything. Yeah, okay, not turtleback. That's naval snowing? Again, unlikely. All of these have coast. All of these countries have a coastline, so... Alright, so then roads, and this will be the last one I'm checking for snow. Let's go back to orange. Roads would make sense for snow. There we go. Road, snow, academic. Who knew? But let's take a screenshot. Orange, snow, roads, academic society. Okay. That was painful. If you sat through all of that, my apologies. I did not come prepared, like actually knowing anything about Costa Rica. But to be fair, I didn't know anything about the other realms either, other than I should have maybe chosen Nuance, because Nuance at least knows airship. But I don't remember their flag color, but it's probably violet because based on the stamp. So, anywho, I'm taking screenshots, adding them to my Sanctum collection. And we've got... Do not have a magnifying glass to use on the stamp. But... There have been fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up into the mountains to attend to my correspondence, and I find myself regretting having brought so many books. So this is the first realm I have visited without porters. Here, every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I had planned. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but the frigid weather here is a welcome relief, coming from the sweltering shores of Vera. So I have to keep in mind that Vera has sweltering shores. Okay. P.S. I ended up forsaking all but one of my books. Okay. So this leg comes after Vera, and Vera was a sweltering heat. I'll have to remember that when I do Vera, is that it's sweltering. It's heat. But that's what we know. I do not have a magnifying glass to look at that any closer. Now let's go fail at the puzzle box for a while. You can watch me fail at the puzzle box for a while. We kind of know about the orange tiles. But this is telling us, far from the port towns of the lesser islands, the academies of Costa Rica were among the last strongholds where the puzzle box fad spread. Unlike other realms whose regional rule variations emerged organically over time, the students of Costa Rica designed orange tiles by committee, voting on student-submitted designs and picking the one they felt best represented the realm. When these tiles are pressed, if the majority of adjacent tiles share a color, then the pressed tile will change to that color. We kind of knew that about orange. Okay. So orange wants to change to what's near it. Black can shift. What was the deal with purple? I forget what the deal with purple was. Oh, purple wants to travel south, right? I think that's the deal with purple. So, Hmm. I have 5 orange, so I could change one of them to a different color, but that'd have to be a majority thing. Yeah, I might be in a position where this isn't going to go any further. Yeah, okay. So, um, hmm. I wasn't as didn't take as long as I thought it would. I did trial and error a lot of that. I didn't really math it, but I got that allowance token. So we have done the sanctum room. We will continue with the day. Think I got all the information I need out of there. We opened room 46 for the heck of it. I have 48 steps, which is plenty. I will go back upstairs. So today, day 53 is not a waste, because if nothing else, we did a sanctum room and increased our allowance in the process. But yeah, a sanctum room is an accomplishment for the day. That is how I view it. I have to believe that it will feed into, like, doing all the sanctum rooms will unlock something for us, right? I believe. It better. It better. Okay, so now that we've done that, we've done all that. I've got 2 keys. There are trunks. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to fill out this area, busting open these trunks in the process, because I'm looking for keys and other things. But, you know. So in order to get over to the entrance, I could take the elevator outside, come back in the entrance hall, but that would leave the elevator down. And honestly, I don't think that's an issue. Yeah, so I shouldn't have taken this elevator up because I'm just going to take it right back down again. I'm going to wait. I waste steps taking the elevator up when I'm just going to take it right back down again. Because what I can do is I can just go outside and then come in the entrance. I think that'll overall be just easier. If not fewer steps, it'll just be easier. Because there was nothing I really needed to do along the way here. I don't believe. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. Now, before I go back inside, I'm gonna come over here and just verify that the there's not another admin for head of security for that pseudonym head of security. Admin key from our notes, it was Darren Kirk. So I'm going to try an admin key, D-A-R-R, excuse me, D-A-R-R-K. Okay, no, okay. I didn't think so, but I was just like, oh, I'll try it, right? No, I don't need this. Sorry. So we have this note. And I don't know what to do about it. Like this is a 6. This is a 6 and this is something else. Okay. Those are not 1s and 0s. Apparently those are I's and O's. That second I is a 6. And the second O, and the first O might be followed by an R. Alright, so I'm going to bust open these trunks. Gems, I need keys. But it gave me gems. Alrighty. Gallery gives us stuff, but what it doesn't do... Does it give us keys? It gives us gems. It gives us a key to room 8. But it doesn't give us regular keys. This will give me a key. I'm going to do this and regret it. Because I don't really need the gems. I need keys, and I just passed up the hallway, which would have given me a key, right? Okay, so 2 items. It would be an extra 2 if drafted off the bedroom. This was a bad choice. I should never have done bedroom closet. I should have done hallway closet. But regardless, we're going to do this and grab those 2 items. The key, yay. A silver key, even better. And a reroll die. So we got a silver key. We got a silver key, we got a prism key. Prism key only works if we're coming off of a room that isn't blue. Like, I could use the prism key here and get a hallway. And I might, because that might be a hallway. Yeah, let's do that. Prism key here would give me a hallway, which might be the hallway with a key, and then give me a doorway here and here, right? That could be good. Or I can just do the hallway right now and get a key. And then I have the great, or I can do the great hall, which, do I need the great hall? I'm not doing this one. Let's do this one. If we want to do the great hall, we could use the prism key and do the great hall over here. So let's not forget to pick up this key. Come over here. Servants' quarters. A key for each bedroom in your house. That'll give me some keys. That'll give me 3 keys. Yeah, we'll do that. This is a green note, which we don't know if that's true or false. Or green memo, I mean. So in the clock tower, there was that one red note, but it wasn't block printed. It was script printed. It ended up being true rather than false. So I guess it didn't count as a red memo, or it's overridden by some other rule about, you know, script versus block text. Okay. So the question is, from here, I could go here and lose a coin and get over here, 1, 2. Or I could go 1, 2. No, I'd still have to go through here unless I went out and came back in the foundation. But if I go over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I come out here, 1, blah, 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 come up the foundation. I'm going to go back outside. I don't think I need anything around here. So I'm going to save my coin and just go back outside, because I think it's going to be fewer or same steps overall. So then from here, I just need to go over this way. Yeah, there's nothing else to do but go over this way and then build out from the house from here. But I've got some keys to work with. Yeah, I have 6 keys now, so. And if I trigger lab experiment, I would get a key. If I do another hallway, I could start getting 2 keys. We trigger the lab experiment whenever I spend 2 or more gems drafting a room. Yeah, which is likely to happen. I've got 25 steps, which is enough at the moment, but I will start having to care soon. I'll start having to care about my steps soon. So over here, I'm going to, lockpick doesn't work, so I'm going to use a special key, but I'm going to use the prism key, not the silver key. Because I wanted the Great Hall is what I wanted, but it's going to give me foyer. But then if I do foyer and then I do Great Hall, that would be great. This costs 2 gems. So this would give me that benefit of I'll trigger the experiment, get an extra key. Nothing really here to do, so I'll go here. Secret passage, but I'm going to do security because I need some doorways over here. I mean, secret passage is great because you get to pick your room color, but I really need to get back doorway. I need multiple doorways. So we're going to do that. I don't need to change my security settings at the moment, but I will check my house inventory or estate inventory. So there's 2 coins somewhere that I've missed. Okay. Don't know where, but that's a thing. Then we're going to go over here. And I could do dark room to get here and here. Billiard room takes me up here. I could redraw. I have a reroll die. Dark room isn't great, but this would be a dead end room regardless, so that's not the end of the world. I think in this situation, I'm going to choose the dark room. And we're going to trigger it. And I'll go ahead and do this room. And I have 14 gems, so I'm going to pick one of these that costs a gem. Sure, we'll do this one. Okay, so we've got a laundromat if we need it. Don't need it at the moment. I'm not going to trigger that door because I want to see if I can get a utility closet and turn the light on first. But I like that this door exists. Lockpick kit, I didn't get to use once today. It's been useless. So I'm going to do the silver key because I want a room with many doors. Let's do a dining room because we're going to have to start caring about our steps. Pool with trunks would be nice, but I'm going to care about, I'm going to have steps to worry about. So this will give us some steps immediately. And then we'll come over here. I never did her ladyship's whatever chamber, so boudoir would give me a gem, but not extra 10 steps. Kitchen, I could buy food. I don't feel like I need to. Casino, I don't really know what to do with the casino. I'll pick up some coin. I could pick up some coins from it. I would trigger the experiment and get another key. They all lead to the same place. They all lead here. So I'm going to do the casino only because it's going to trigger my experiment and give me another key. And then if I get a great hall, foyer will open all those doors for me. But this will also give me some money, right? Yeah, see, it gives me some money. Guess I will gamble over here. I will wager 1 wager per day. I will wager 20 and see what happens. Two free spins. Oh, okay. Well. $30. So I wagered 20 and now I have 30 and I get another free spin. And I got 50. So, okay, so now I've got a good deal of money. So if I end up with a gift shop, that could be useful. I'm not going to risk, well, I guess these do these cost a coin? Or they could cost me a coin. Sets coins, snake would set coins to 0. Let's hope we don't get a snake. Crown. Up to 3 bonus spins. Oh, each bonus spend costs a coin. So I've just been spending money. So I shouldn't have been spending money. I should have just kept my 120 coin. All right, so we're done with the casino. So if I do key 8, it will give me that. So I'll do key 8. That triggers my dining room, and then I can go over here. We'll do the Great Hall for sure, because I should be able to open up all of those doors. Because I have the foyer. So none of these should be locked anymore. So I'll pick that, but not just second right now. Let's do the rest of these. Thought I saw the lever. Was the lever not in here? I thought I saw it. Maybe I just saw that. Okay. There's the lever. So yeah, so I found some more coins. Opening up the antechamber really is only going to matter if I get an allowance quest today, right? I did not find any gems or keys behind any of these doors, which is odd. Usually there's gems and keys. I just found coins. So do I want to open this doorway or do I want to open this doorway? I think I will open this doorway. I'm not too far from the dining room, so I will be able to get back to the dining room to eat my meal. But yeah, I want to go fill this in and maybe not have to go through the dark room to get over to here. So that's here. We definitely want to do the showroom. Which will trigger our experiment, but also we've got some money that we could spend. So I'm not going to buy anything yet. It doesn't give me the option of a silver spoon, and I have 12 keys, so I don't need a master key. I've got 9 gems, so I don't need an emerald bracelet at the moment. Moon pendant I will likely end up buying, but what I want to do is if I end up with a gift shop, I might be able to buy the item out of that gift shop. Okay, the dead ends me. I don't really need to buy food today, I don't believe. Well, I say dead ends me. This connects back to the dark room. I could do a redraw. I will just do the coat check, and then that way I can coat check an item at the end of the day, or I could coat check an item before the end of the day. Like maybe the treasure map, because I can't use it today because I don't have a shovel today. Or, you know, yeah, maybe the treasure map. Or the sledgehammer, but more than likely the treasure map. Let's go figure out what this is before coming back over to the dining room, because I have enough steps at the moment. Gymnasium, I would lose steps, but it does give me doorways here and here, so I will do the gymnasium. I do need to be careful. Ooh, that's a security door. That sucks. The other door is not. Oh, it counts that I've already entered it. It says, I was just trying to peek, but it says, no, you entered. So I can't get through that door presently. What's this door do? Music room gives me more keys, leads me over here. Billiard room, I could solve and get a key. I don't really need the keys. Solving it would just move me towards that trophy, but I will do the billiard room on future rooms, I'm sure. This gives me a doorway down here. This gives me a doorway over here. So I think I will do the music room. and it triggers my experiment. I gotta start watching my steps though. Oh, another silver key. Okay, so stepwise, I have 18 steps. To get back to here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's stay over here for the moment. Do I want to use the silver key here? Sure. Yeah, we'll do the silver key here. Okay, yeah, we want the Mount Holly gift shop because I can afford to buy that plushie. I don't know when else I would be able to buy that plushie. So we'll do this. This costs 110, would leave me with 19. Let's see what else we can do before I do that though. I don't need the locksmith anymore. This is all dead enemy, like not letting me do this room here. Useless, don't need any more keys. Ballroom would be horrible because I'd go from 7 gems down to 2. So I'm not going to redraw. Well, I could redraw, but this just spends a gem for no good reason because I have 14 keys. So corridor is just dead enemy, but it's otherwise not doing anything. Do I do a redraw here? I'm going to redraw here. Conference room would let me get over to here. Aquarium also lets me get over here, and aquarium is better because it gives me stuffs. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have to watch my steps. Gem, money, gem from flower. All right, this gives me an allowance quest and 10 steps. So we're going to do this one. Ah, and a key card. Nice. So now with my 14 keys and my key card, I can get through any door. And I have an allowance quest, so I do want to get up here. And this door is open, so I do want to get up over here to increase my allowance. I don't have any more reroll die. Do I want to come here and try to do an elbow room or come here and try to do a straight room? While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Swimbird plushie. It's basically blue tents. Oh, this is why I need 8 trophies. Blue tents can only be purchased after you have proven your merit as a scout by obtaining 8 trophies. So I can only buy blue tents. once I have 8 trophies. That's why I'm trying to get 8 trophies. I forgot exactly why I was trying to get it. I'm going to screenshot this so that I can go back to my notes and see, oh, this is why I want 8 trophies. That's why I want 8 trophies. That's the benefit to having 8 trophies, is it would let me buy blue tints, whatever blue tints will do for me. Right? I am going to come here, and because I think an elbow room might be more likely than a straight through room, and I have no reroll die. Library is an elbow room, but it goes this way. So I won't be doing the allowance quest because I have no reroll die and I have no way to get over here. I maybe should have gone through this doorway, but I didn't have a way to know that. Master bedroom. I don't think I've been in the master bedroom. Let's go check out the master bedroom. It might even have a safe. Who knows? It triggers my experiment. It gives me more steps. I got lots of steps. Ooh, puzzle box. That's a way to get an allowance token. Okay. And then ooh, we got stuffs. Yeah, we have not been in the master bedroom previously. Oh, I need magnifying glass. Ooh. I need the magnifying glass to see what that says. The rest of this book is the same. So, but we need the magnifying glass for this portion right here. Okay. So I have to do this room again with a magnifying glass. 'Cause we don't have one at the moment. Okay. Huh. Weird. Simon, I never intended to finish writing this letter, but by now you must know the... Oh, the controls for the foundation elevator are located behind the foundation wall. This means the controls can only be accessed by another room adjacent to the foundation. Unclear if this is a security feature or a flaw. Please advise. So I've seen those, but I don't... I've seen the handle. But does that mean that that's how you can bring the elevator back up again once it's down? Is that what that does? I've definitely seen the handle, but I haven't been able to move the handle. I'm also looking for to see if this room contains the diary key for Her Ladyship's chamber diary. I don't think so. All right, it doesn't appear so, I should say. There's a picture of us. So those would be my parents. But don't I have a brother also? Thought I had a brother also. Oh, there's the plushie for the added to the master bedroom, I guess. I've got 58 steps and not much to do with them at this point. So I've got 34 coin. I'm definitely going to buy like the moon pendant in the showroom. I did not get up here, so I'm not going to increase my allowance. I got an allowance token here, but I'm not going to do I can't complete the allowance quest here, which is fine. But we have this doorway, so we're going to go and we'll eat the meal here and have plenty of steps. Well, maybe not eat the meal here yet, because we got plenty of steps. We're going to just go walk through and try to do as much as we can, and then... But we might be calling it a day soon. I am like super hungry. I have not had my breakfast or my lunch, and day's been going on for a while. But it's been a successful day because we got a sanctum key, so I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying I'm hungry, which sounds like a complaint, but it's not. Before I go to the showroom, because I'm going to end my day in the coat check, or before the end of the day, I'm going to check something in coat check, and I'll buy stuff from the showroom at that time. Unless the showroom does the showroom have something that's immediately useful to me right now? No. Ornate compass might have been, but I can't afford that anymore. So we're just gonna go, yeah. I'm not gonna eat this yet, but I am curious, what's the bonus today? Boiler room. I don't have a boiler room, but that's fine. I won't eat it yet, but because I have plenty of steps. I don't need the utility closet anymore because I don't really need to turn on the dark room for any reason. And I don't need to turn off keycard access. So we're just going to do corridor because I do not have reroll die. And hope for the best over here. Okay. So billiard room would let me get over here, but vault will give me 40 more coin. 40 more coin. I could potentially buy something extra in the showroom, and with the moon pendant, and then the moon pendant might let me keep that extra item, right? So let's do that. Let's do the vault, just get some more money. Because billiard room I could solve. Well, billiard room I can solve, and then I could do this room. I'm going to do this instead because the moon pen. I can buy a moon pendant regardless, and I will. But the other item that I buy from the showroom, unless I code check it, do I code check the other item I buy from the showroom? So if I do the vault, I would have 74 coin. Minus 20 for the moon pendant would be 54 coin. In 50 coin, let me go back to my notes where I've written down prices for things. Showroom 50 coin buys me the ornate compass. Oh, may rotate first 3 floor plans. So by doing the vault, I could have an ornate compass, but I'm going to do this instead because this will get me closer to a trophy by solving this, and it's fun. This is just fun. So 9. I like math. 1 plus 3, or 1 plus 2 is 3, squared is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 10 is 1. Times 4 is 4. Squared is 16. Plus 1 is 17. Couple keys that I don't need at this point. Look how many keys I have, and I didn't even do a locksmith today. I just picked up a bunch of keys and also some special keys. And I have a key card and a lockpick kit that basically maybe worked once the entire day. All right, so this is my last room of the house. There's literally no other doors I can explore because this did not let me elbow over in here. So this is a dead end regardless of what I do. I'm using a regular key because there's just no reason not to. Yeah, let's do a drafting studio and add something to our floor plan for the day. That works. Or floor plan permanently, I mean. Yeah. I don't have a magnifying glass, so can't do the safe again, but that's fine. While drafting in classroom, you may draw new floor plans. So I can add classroom permanently, so I don't need schoolhouse. But I can get schoolhouse to get classrooms. Dormitory. Each time you enter dormitory after drafting a compass room, gain 10 steps. So it is a dead end room, but I'm gonna do dormitory because I think it's something we can explore, and we were told that there was a drafting guide in the dormitory. So if we want to ever see that drafting guide, in case, or depending upon what it might say, it's in the dormitory. So we're going to add this to our draft. There we go. So I believe we've done everything that we can do today. We didn't do a secret garden, so this isn't the doorway that's open. This doorway is open, but we don't have a way to get over here. So we've done everything that we can do today. But before I call it a day, I'm going to buy a moon pendant from the showroom, and I'm going to co-check an item. I could eat this meal. I will eat the meal because there's no reason not to eat the meal. I was going to be like, I'm just not going to eat the meal because it doesn't matter. But I'll eat the meal because, you know, why be obstinate and rebellious? Just eat the meal. But it won't matter because I'm not going to use all these steps. There is no room in this house that wants me to end the day in the room. I don't have a planetarium, for instance. I didn't draft a sauna, but even a sauna, you don't have to end your day in that room. I have a laundry room where I could turn, you know, money into gems or keys and vice versa and all that. Could I turn, let's go to the laundry room and turn other things into money. Yeah, let's turn other things into money. So how do I get, can I do that? Yeah, well, I would be exchanging. It's not turning into, it's not selling, it's exchanging. So what I will do is I will spend money in the showroom. That's what I'll do. I will spend money in the showroom so that I have less money. I buy a moon pendant, right? So now what I can do, because I have plenty of steps, before I do the co-check, I'm going to make my way back to the laundry room, exchange stuff into money, in theory, getting me more money, that I will see how that works. If not, I'll just come back to the co-check like I originally intended. I'm just playing around at this point. Room 8. To the dining room, to the security room is going to tell me that I'm still missing 2 coins somewhere, but I'm not going to spend the real world time to find those 2 coins. I mean, if I wasn't hungry and I didn't care about real world time, I'd search with all these steps, I'd search the entire house high to low to get those 2 coins, but I'm not doing that right now. So what I'll do is I'll go to the dark room. Can't pick up anything from the dark room because it's dark, right? And that's fine. But I'm going to come here, I'm going to look at my laundry options. So this lets me exchange all my gems with all my coins. This lets me exchange my keys for my gems. My keys for my coins. So this is what I want to do. Because then I'll end up with 21 coins, which won't matter. Because 21 coins won't buy me anything, right? So it doesn't really matter. I could end the day with 21 coins and 5 keys. Or I can end the day with 21 keys and 15 coins. But 21 coins doesn't buy me anything I don't already have. Right? because I have the moon pendant. Yeah, 21 coins won't buy me anything. Skip it. I'm going to skip it. It doesn't do anything for me, really. But, you know, I burned some steps just for the hell of it. No big deal. We're going to go code check, and then we're going to... Well, we care about what room we end the day in. So we're no... Yeah, that's the deal. Because of the blessing of the monk, we want to end our day in a room in the house, and we want to be very specific about what room that is. But I'm going to code check first. All right, we're going to code check. I'm going to code check either the treasure map or the key card, but I'm not going to code check the key card because I'm hoping the moon pendant will randomly choose me to keep the key card. So I'm going to code check the treasure map, because what I can do is I just won't get it out of the code check unless I have a shovel. If I don't have a shovel, I leave the treasure map in the code check. If I have a shovel, I can prioritize, drafting a code check to get the treasure map, to dig up those 40 coins if I need them. If I don't need them, then the treasure map just sits there until I need 40 coins, right? And that's fine. But the key card I need basically every single day. So I'm hoping the moon pendant will just randomly choose to allow me to keep the key card. It probably won't, but I want to give it the opportunity. I want to give the moon pendant the opportunity to give me the key card on day 54. Right? Same with the sledgehammer. I want to give the moon pendant the opportunity to give me the sledgehammer on day 54, because sledgehammer, key card, lockpick, those are useful every single day. Coupon book's kind of conditional. It's kind of blah, one coin off purchases. Car keys are rather conditional because, I can get 3 keys. Well, I can get 3 keys from the garage regardless, and the car keys let me get some extra stuff out of the trunk of the car. But that extra stuff is, not necessarily useful every single day. Key card, sledgehammer, basically useful every single day. So we're going to give the moon pendant the opportunity to give me those. These 3 items are useful every single day. We're going to give the moon pendant the opportunity to give me at least one of those items tomorrow. So now the question is, I have enough steps to get to any room in the house. What room in the house do I want to end the day in so that room is available as an outbuilding choice on day 54? So, storeroom lets me start with a key, a gem, and 10 coin. The laundry room gives me ability to make some exchanges, which I'm going to start the day. I have a high allowance, so I'd have a lot of coins. So, in 2 gems, so I could immediately but I have to trade all of my coins into keys, which is harsh. So I probably wouldn't want to do that. So I probably wouldn't want a laundry room. A locksmith, the ability to buy keys. Well, I don't have a locksmith, so locksmith's not an option because I never drafted locksmith today. I'm looking mainly at dead-end rooms because rooms that aren't dead ends are better in the house where I can use the other doorway, right? Whereas dead-end rooms are better outside because they're dead end regardless over how many doorways they have. Commissary would let me buy a bunch of stuff immediately. But I'm typically given the opportunity of a commissary early on in the day, so that doesn't seem, a solarium. I'm going to go back to the solarium so that I can have rare and unusual rooms again. That's what I'm going to do. Duh. Why am I thinking about this so hard? We're going back to the solarium. So, yep. Okay. So I go up to the Great Hall over here. Okay, go back to the dining room, then just straight down to the solarium. That's what I'm going to do. Because we like having rare and unusual rooms as a choice. Doesn't mean we have to draft those rare and unusual rooms, but it means that we have we have them as a choice. And because they're rare and unusual, they're not always a choice. So let's increase our opportunities to have them as a choice. That makes sense. So that come day 54, I'll have a lot of different choices. So we're going to go all the way down to the solarium. In this, I don't think there's anything else for me to do. So this is where I am going to end my day. Oh, master bedroom. Did it have a chess piece? You know what? I realize I'm wasting a bunch of steps, but I have steps. I'm going to go back to the master bedroom, all the way back to the master bedroom. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going back to the master bedroom because it really ought to have a chess piece. And maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the chess piece in the master bedroom. So to get to the master bedroom, yeah, over here, and then, yeah, I have enough steps to do it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm wasting your time. I realize. It just occurred to me that was the master bedroom for the first time, and I didn't record a chess piece, but it would be very odd for it not to have a chess piece. So we're going to go from here to the casino to here, over here, straight through to the master bedroom. Yeah. Okay. Seriously, is there not a chess piece here? I just didn't particularly keep my eyes open for one. So this was a waste of time. If there's not a chess piece here, this was a waste of time. I just would really have expected there to be like a chess piece in such an important room. I would expect it to be a chess piece room. It's like, what is that? Like a little, are those closets or confessionals or something? I also didn't like find a safe in here, and a safe is another thing I would maybe expect. Although I didn't really see clues leading to a date, but you know. I'm just being paranoid. It's like the master bedroom should have more to it. Oh, and there's a, yeah, that could be a date clue, maybe. And we've got two different swords. Oh, we've got two different swords. Let's take screenshots of those while I'm here. Add them to our master bedroom screenshots. And I'll also add the crest just because. But those are like distinctive looking swords, so I should get those screenshots. And then, is there really not a safe here? No safe and no chess piece? So odd. There's a cannon, or two cannons, because yeah, you want cannons defending your bed. You definitely want cannons defending your bed, right? And we'll just take a screenshot of this. We've seen this crest before with the date on it before, but I'm just noting the fact that it exists in the master bedroom, essentially, by adding it to the master bedroom screenshots. Okay, now I will go. I really don't think there's anything else. Okay. This kind of gives the impression that maybe he was interrupted while typing a letter out. So was his death as natural as they say, or was it not natural? Right? That's kind of an implication there. Because this would have been our granduncle's bedroom, I presume. I do need to come back here with magnifying glass. I know that. All right. All right. I give up. Now we're going to go with our remaining steps all the way back to the solarium to end our day. That was just me wasting all those steps so that we didn't end the day with too many wasted steps, right? So now I'm going to call it a day. This was day 53. It was a productive day. We got another sanctum key. We solved the whole clock tower thing. We increased our allowance. We drafted the master bedroom for the first time. We added a dormitory to our draft pool. So yeah, we accomplished some things. Yeah, this was a good day. We needed a good day after days 50, 51, and 52. All right, I'm calling it a day in the solarium. So we should get the solarium as an option on day 54 as one of our outbuildings will be a solarium as an option. Mount Holly Garden Shopping Center, 4 green rooms, 6 shop rooms, total rooms 43, rank reached 9, steps taken 149, items found 12, new items 1. All right, thank you for being with me, especially if you suffered through days 50, 51, and 52, and you still joined me for 53. I hope this was rewarding enough for you. It was for me. Thank you for being with me. We'll see you for day 54. Have a good one. Bye.